First up this evening, a high-voltage day in Parliament, with the leader of opposition speaking out in the Lok Sabha after all that ruckus over the last few days, and also the finance minister defending her budget and highlighting aspects just a short while ago. Multiple exchanges between the government and the leader of opposition, but the big face-off though was over the India-US trade deal, as Rahul Gandhi launched a scathing attack on the government over the deal, terming it a sellout and nonsensical. He even alleged that the US has a chokehold over Prime Minister Modi. There was a sharp hit back from the government led by Parliamentary Affairs Minister Kiran Rijiju, who declared no one can sell India's interests and defended the deal. Listen in to that high-voltage face-off over the Indo-US deal.
You have sold India. Are you not ashamed of selling India? Yes. Do you have no shame of selling India? You have sold our mother, Bharat Mata. Do you have no shame?
आज तक कोई माई के लाल पैदा नहीं हुआ जो भारत को सेल कर सकता है, कोई खरीद सकता है, नहीं हो सकता है। और आपने प्रधानमंत्री जी को कहा, मैं दावे के साथ कहता हूं, इस देश का आज तक सबसे मजबूत प्रधानमंत्री नरेंद्र मोदी जी है। कोई हिला नहीं सकते, कोई हिला नहीं सकते। आपका कहने से क्या होगा? आप लोगों ने देश को इतना कमजोर बना के रखा है। 2014 तक हमारा देश को आप लोगों ने क्या हालत बनाया, और आज देश मजबूती से आगे बढ़ रहा है। आप लोग खुश नहीं है। भारत आगे बढ़ने से कांग्रेस दुखी हो जाते हैं कि आपने जितना एलिगेशन लगाया है, चेयरमैन ने रूलिंग देने के बावजूद भी आपने एलिगेशन लगाया। आपको ऑथेंटिकेशन करना पड़ेगा, क्योंकि आप लीडर ऑफ अपोजिशन है। आप मामूली आप सामान्य सदस्य नहीं है। यू आर द लीडर ऑफ अपोजिशन। व्हेन यू स्पीक ऑन सर्टेन थिंग, there is a serious connotation.
Can you take it?
I would urge honorable leader of opposition, because he is the leader of opposition, all the points he has made have serious repercussion. He must authenticate on all the allegations he has made.
I will authenticate right now. I've got it.
You have
because sir, let me authenticate.
Kindly,
sir, he has said to authenticate. I will authenticate right now.
That you have to just give in advance, and that you have to
No, sir, I will authenticate right now. I'm authenticating.
मैं आपसे नहीं मांग।
I will say it and then I will give it. For the first time in Indian history, our farmers are facing a storm. Makka, soybean, lal jawar, kapas. You have opened the door. You have opened the door to mechanized American farms, thousands and thousands of acres each farm. You have opened the door to crush our poor farmers. It is disgraceful. It is disgraceful. No Prime Minister has ever done this before. And let me tell you, no Prime Minister after you is ever going to do it.
भारत के प्रधानमंत्री माननीय श्री नरेंद्र मोदी जी या वाणिज्य मंत्री के नाते मैं किसानों की सुरक्षा को पूर्णतः ध्यान में रखकर ही यूनाइटेड स्टेट्स ऑफ अमेरिका के साथ बातचीत हुई, फैसले हुए, और ये भारत के सभी किसानों को मैं पूरी तरीके से आश्वस्त करना चाहता हूं कि उनके हित सुरक्षित है, उनका जो उत्पाद है वो सुरक्षित है।
Well, that was the main exchange over the Indo-US deal. But as you heard there, another exchange was over the allegations leveled by Rahul Gandhi over the mention of Union Minister Hardeep Puri in the Epstein files, allegedly, which saw a sharp hit back from the minister. While Rahul Gandhi accused the government of being silent on the Epstein files, Union Minister Hardeep Puri dismissed Rahul Gandhi's allegations and accused him of spreading misinformation. In fact, the government mulling moving a privilege motion as well against the leader of opposition in Parliament. Listen in to that second face-off as well.
I'd also like to ask Mr. Hardeep Puri who introduced him
Mr. Chair,
to Epstein.
Mr. Rahul. No.
I know who introduced him.
In 8 years, there are 2 references or 1 email which I exchanged which is because they have introduced me, that is, my contacts have introduced.
I believe at the Lok Sabha right now, the finance minister is speaking. She had been speaking about the budget and she is responding to Rahul Gandhi, the leader of opposition, and the charges he's made as well. Let's just listen in very brief.
WTO में जाकर के बाली में कांग्रेस ने एक समझौता करके आए। वो दो ही विषय था, ट्रेड फैसिलिटेशन एक था, दूसरा विषय पब्लिक स्टॉक होल्डिंग ऑफ ग्रेन्स था। पब्लिक स्टॉक होल्डिंग ऑफ ग्रेन्स के ऊपर भारत के हित में कुछ ना करते हुए ट्रेड फैसिलिटेशन के ऊपर साइन करके आ गए थे। इसका मतलब था 2017 जनवरी से भारत देश में कोई किसान से प्रोक्योरमेंट हो नहीं सकता है और हम रेशन के दुकान से गरीब लोगों को कुछ भी दे नहीं सकते हैं। मतलब रेशन का कोई भी चीज जा नहीं सकते। वर्ल्ड ट्रेड ऑर्गेनाइजेशन का बाली के मीट में जाकर के समझौता करने वाले ये लोग हैं। हमारे किसान से एमएसपी दे करके कोई प्रोक्योरमेंट कर नहीं सकते थे। अगर मोदी जी 2014 में आकर के WTO के ऊपर हार प्रकारा, we fought for it and got peace clause so that we can think of the country also, man. This country 2017 से PDS डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन कर नहीं सकते थे, गरीब को रेशन दे नहीं सकते थे, देश को, गरीब को, किसान को बेचने वाले ये लोग हैं। ये सरेंडर करके आए WTO में जाकर के पूरे सरेंडर करके आए हैं ये लोग। और भारत देश का हमारे प्रधानमंत्री जी के ऊपर ये आरोप लगा रहे एलओपी, उनको कोई नैतिक अधिकार बनता नहीं है। 2017 के अंदर पीस क्लॉज WTO में लेकर आए मोदी जी। इसके वजह से कोविड के समय हम सब लोग को रेशन दे पाए और किसान से।
Well, so that fierce exchange playing out live in Parliament. We'll get back to it in a bit, but some serious allegations and powerful refutations on the trade deal. Is it a big ticket win or a sellout, or is an objective assessment of it being clouded in the political face-off? Joining us this evening, Charu Pragya of the BJP, Venugopal Swamy of the Congress, also with us, noted journalist Sanjeev Srivastava, and also policy analyst Rajat Sethi. Thanks to all four of you for joining us here on the Southern View this evening. My first question to you, Charu Pragya. The accusation is that it's not even an agreement yet and just a framework for an agreement, a framework which is heavily tilted towards the United States. Is the government celebrating something that ought to be questioned?
Good evening. Meera, today I think every single Indian is very grateful that Rahul Gandhi and his party are not leading Bharat. Because here is a man who's unfortunately the leader of opposition in our parliament who does not know anything that he's talking about. And I have a whole list of his claims that I will fact check here and make sure everybody understands the lies and the narrative and the fear mongering that he's trying to peddle around. Every single thing he said. Now let's begin from scratch. One, this trade deal has been in negotiation for a very long time, and in a turbulent trade environment globally, India has pulled off what none of its competitors have managed to do. We have the lowest tariff at 18%, and I'll give you other countries. Indonesia is at 19, Vietnam is at 20, Bangladesh is at 20, China is at 34. At this point of time, we have ensured increased market access to Indian goods and services. The labor intensive sectors have maximum to gain from this. The entire world is applauding this. And here is Rahul Gandhi peddling lies. In fact, our Minister Kiran Rijiju told him that all the lies that he has told on the floor of the House, they need to be substantiated. He's talking about data. Does he even understand that India's data and privacy laws are sovereign? None of that is on the table for anything. He comes back to using the
Let me
word
take the
surrender
first point
again
you've
and
made,
again
Charu
and again.
Pragya. I will come back to you on the data issue. Let me
Yes.
take the first point you've made across to
Yeah.
Venugopal Swami. Venugopal Swami, the point that's been made is that in a turbulent international environment, India has pulled off some kind of an agreement which sets off as an advantage. Are you discounting the agreement or the framework for it entirely because of political reasons, or is there a genuine grouse?
Good evening, sir. Good evening to all the panel members. As our beloved leader of opposition, Sri Rahul Gandhi ji said very clearly, our country under the Modi ji regime, we are leading towards instability rather than stability. It is a Vichhinna Bharat, it is not a Vikashit Bharat of 2047. Today, if we understand, the US has got a clear economic data with them that India is dying in manufacturing. India is dying. It is almost like a dead economy, except what has been created by the Congress.
Dead economy.
Institutions which
Veera, please allow me to
we have created.
Speak about the trade deal, sir. Let us give out your specific questions on the trade deal, and I'll get Charu to respond.
We have to understand very fundamental. We have to understand very fundamental base.
Understanding of anything.
Why?
Veera, no. I need to put a full stop to this.
Why US is able to treat so badly?
Can I come in, please? No, this is just not
Charu
done.
Pragya, I'm getting Mr. Swami to ask specific questions on the trade deal.
Sure.
Mr. Swami, raise your specific objections, 3 specific points that you have against the framework to justify the argument that it's heavily one-sided. And I'll get Charu Pragya to respond to it before
the other day, Piyush Goyal ji said very clearly, we are not going to allow any agricultural produce imports to India. Today, in the live debate, the spokesperson of BJP, Pragnaji, is saying there is no problem, we import the agriculture, which means the party itself has no clarity. If the BJP party has got clarity, then we can think about having
used the word agriculture. Did you not even hear anything I said? Sir, I urge you to first hear my answers. I didn't even use the word agriculture. I don't know what script you're reading from.
Pragnaji, when you are in the debate, I never disturbed you. You please also try to understand. See, it is a concern of 140 crore population.
Veera, please step in. I don't want to speak over him, but he cannot misquote me.
No.
Whatever
Mr.
you said, I am just clarifying. She has not mentioned agriculture. What is your other objection? And then I'll get her to respond. Raise your other objection or question about this framework for a deal.
As she mentioned in the debate very clearly, China is 34%, but there is no strings attached to the tariff.
34%?
In case of India, they are claiming that we have to make a $500 billion imports within 5 years. That is a strings attached. You must import the agricultural produce. You must buy the oil from the Venezuela. You cannot buy oil from the Russia, which means the India is being utterly dictated by the Trump. Is that
respond
the
to all this,
kind
Charu
of
Pragya,
bilateral relations we are having the weakest prime minister as on date. We are only
and respond to this.
Yeah.
Respond to what Venugopal Swami is saying.
Thank you.
Charu Pragya.
Thank you very much. So let me begin one by one. I did not mention the word agriculture at all. I don't know where he is hearing things from. But at the same time, let me make it very clear. India's agricultural lines remain intact, and our Minister Piyush Goyal ji has made it explicitly clear that our farmers' interests have been secured. In fact, one of the main reasons why this deal took so long to sign off was because India was adamant on protecting the interests of its farmers and its dairy industry. So do some reading. The second thing that you're talking about, and you said that, is that India is a dead economy. Really? The entire world is applauding India. The fact remains that India is the world's largest, fastest growing economy.
Madam, you have
Currently
not
the fourth
heard
largest.
my
You keep calling
statement
it a dead
properly.
economy because you have to parrot what Rahul Gandhi says, even if he's peddling lies in
Okay,
Parliament.
let
India is
Venugopal
getting
Swami respond to
growth.
what you've said before I go to the analyst. Go ahead, Venugopal Swami. Respond.
Sir, what I wanted to tell, India is dead in the growth of economy. Whatever we have been created today, whatever Congress created, public sector undertakings, can her
Can you
name
again, I will
one
ask you
unit,
what Kiranji has asked Rahul Gandhi. Can you substantiate your false claims? और are you going to, जैसे हिंदी में बोलते हैं, लंबी लंबी तब तक फेंकेंगे जब तक हम गुस्सा ना करें. This is not done
Madam,
because I am
Pragna ji,
speaking
you
here with
remember,
data. And
you remember
let me
one
just add
statement
one
of
thing.
Honorable
before I go to
Modi
the
ji.
analyst.
No, one statement of
Can I-
Honorable Modi ji. He made a very categorical statement
You're
that
talking about
every
sending of
public.
Bharat Mata and then you walk out of the parliament. The parliament is a place.
No. 1 minute. Let him just finish his point.
See, you are playing with only Bharat Mata. You are playing with Hindu religion.
No,
Madam,
I'm playing
do
with
you
facts
believe
and
Bhagavad
data.
Gita?
You are the
The
one who
debate is
is
going
Rahul
into a
Gandhi.
territory which I don't think the topic warrants. Let me stick to the Indo-US trade deal. I don't want to go beyond that because this has to be a focused debate. It's an important debate. Sanjeev Srivastava, weigh in. No, hang on. Both of you, let me go across to Sanjeev Srivastava and Rajat Sethi. Sanjeev Srivastava, is there an objective assessment that is being clouded because of political face-off that's playing out? Or is it really a sellout, or it should be one that's celebrated? What's your assessment of the trade deal, the key points? And after that, I'll get Rajat Sethi to respond.
Veer Raghav, very good evening, and also to my fellow panelists and viewers. See, the truth of the matter is that I don't think any of us or most people really know the contours of the deal. We have an interim trade pact details coming out in public. The final draft is, I think, still work in progress. It may take a few weeks or a few months. So now the interim trade deal, my limited understanding for what I have read from people who are more knowledgeable and who understand these things better, I really don't think it's a sellout. Number one, I don't think that India has sold out its interests or anything. We must remember when we are making this assessment, we must remember that how desperate India was to get this deal out of its way or to have this deal. Last few months, Indian currency was the worst performing in the world against the dollar. Indian stock markets were languishing. There was a clear cloud and overhang of this Indo-US trade deal not happening over everything Indian, whether it was rating agencies or anybody else. So this was a real bottleneck we were facing. And I think the Indian negotiators did get a deal on the surface of things. I don't think we have compromised much on our agriculture products. What we have decided to concede is that we will allow US livestock feed products to come in, which one of the best writers of agricultural affairs is Harish Damodar, who writes for Indian Express. And according to him and one other expert I have read, that Indian livestock, A, it is not produced in great quantity. B, it is the US one is more protein rich and the US one is less expensive. So on that count, we're importing something where we were not, which was not one of our strong areas. I don't think from where Rahul Gandhi has come up with this soya bean, maize, etc., cotton, because from my understanding of things,
I'm sorry to interrupt you, Sanjeev. Let me get Rajat Sethi to respond to this. Rajat Sethi, the problem is that the contours of this is still opaque at the moment. There's very little information that seems to be clear. And as some senior Congress leaders have pointed out, it's merely a framework for a deal, not a deal itself, which has been signed by both sides. Is it premature to celebrate or criticize it at this stage?
I think whichever Congress leader is trying to say should explain the contours of what is there in public domain to their leader of opposition first. It was quite unfortunate the way you go out and say that Bharat Mata ko bej diya. These are not the words that we expect from the leader of opposition. It's a very important, dignified position in a parliament. When you say and utter words, it has to be carefully weighed. This is where I have biggest grievances. And of course, he's a politician. He will do politics over everything that the government does. I don't see surprise over there. But I would expect maturity from Mr. Rahul Gandhi. I would expect him to weigh when he calls anything nonsense, when he uses unparliamentary words, and he's being constantly objected by the speaker, and he still carries on with that. That is what is unfortunate. And all of this discussion around the trade deal will go on till the final thing is not out in black and white. He will continue to make accusations, but we all know that the people of this country would still be waiting for the finer details to actually see what allegations the opposition is making, whether it holds true or not. The government has been pretty clear. If unilaterally US wants to say something, it is not the responsibility of government of India. There is no document where both the parties have signed yet. The broad contours are just being laid out. The broad contours does entail that yes, there would be minimum duties involved. That is about it. This is a new reality that you are living in. You cannot latch on.
But then, Rajat, the question would be raised on when you sell it as a big celebratory measure when the contours are still not laid out. Then the hit back from the opposition comes up. But I'll get to that point in just a bit. Let me get Venugopal Swamy to respond to the point that Rajat Sethi is making. Venugopal Swamy, the point is not the criticism, but the language used in the criticism, which is not acceptable, deliberately designed to incense the government or provoke the government into a response.
Veer Raghavji, let me tell you very humbly, see, we have been, why that word has been said by the opposition leader Sri Rahul Gandhi ji, we have to understand. I very humbly submit, our country been 350 years under the Mughals rule, almost 150 years under the British rule. See, it is the Rahul Gandhi's family who brought independence for this country. 1.4 billion population belongs to him. We are all belongs to him. This country belongs to him. His family basically. See, his family, sir, let me tell you one thing honestly. They are making mockery and they are fooling the people of this country. For years he was in the jail. Jawaharlal Nehru ji, for years he was in the jail. I belongs to freedom fighter family. My grandfather was in 2 years in jail, 2 terms. There was no one to marry him.
Can we focus on the question that's been raised in terms of today, sir?
When we utter that word, there is a pain in his heart. Sri Rahul Gandhi ji, this country belongs to their family. Wow. All 1.4 billion people belongs to him.
No.
So when there is a pain...
Charu Pragya, he's saying it's a reflection of the pain in his heart. Respond very quickly, because the other point is that if there is going to be such extraordinary celebrations and claims of great success, expect a retaliation from the opposition in the same language.
See, the misfortune of India for a very long time has been that the Gandhis have treated the country like it belongs to them. He just said it. They're not even apologetic about it. They're so blatant. India belongs to the Gandhis. That is exactly why all the progress that has happened in recent times did not see the light of the day till Modi ji came to power, and that is a fact, Veera. That is a straight fact. Let me say some more things. Yes, the intricacies of this deal may not be out in the public domain yet, but the main things which have been decided, that basic term sheet, which has been a part of our press conferences, our government statements, that is out for everybody to see and read from. So all the claims that Rahul Gandhi is making in Parliament, I challenge him. Either you substantiate it or you apologize to the country. And, every single day when you rise to speak in Parliament, you cannot be a person who takes joy at taking pot shots at the country, pot shots at the country's Prime Minister. In fact, even the person
unfortunately,
sitting on the chair today
unlike
in Lok
Parliament,
Sabha.
time is very, very limited on television debates. Very quickly, 20-second response, Rajat Sethi. Was a celebration also then premature? And then I'll get a 20-second last word from Sanjeev. Quickly, Rajat Sethi.
So, if the duty is to be brought down, and these are the broad contours that it is brought down from 50% to 18%, then this is certainly a win. it is a win because it puts you at least in a competitive side. Because otherwise, a lot of these sectors which were looking to invest, textile and other sectors, would have completely been in a state of dismay. From that point where we were, any deal was a good deal, and the way we've been able to negotiate this, there is a concept called Batna in negotiation, which is the best alternative to a no agreement. That would have been very ugly. So congratulations to the government yet again that they were able to converge down to the broad contours. Those contours are a win for India.
20 seconds, Sanjeev Srivastava, last word from you.
So I think the jury is still out as to how beneficial it is. But one thing is certain, that we wanted this deal, and the deal has happened, and thank God for that, because it was important that it happened. Now, how much of benefit accrues out of it? I think there will be sufficient benefits, but to chest thump and celebrate it also is a basic problem with this government. We are not a superpower. We are not a wish guru. To keep talking about that and making that as a reference point, I think is as much a wrong thing to do as Rahul Gandhi starting his speech by that you have sold out Bharat Mata. I think even this chest thumping and punching much above their weight, what
the assessment of that Indo-US deal, but unfortunately we're running completely out of time. Thanks very much, Rajat Sethi, Sanjeev Srivastava, Charu Pragya and Mr. Venugopal Swamy for joining us on the Southern View this evening.